I'm back, y'all, for part three. Sorry, get cut off on the last one. But yeah, I'm gonna read a little more about 13 signs astrology was talking about. He's talking about resurrection before we start the Scorpio, which and ties into the same thing. He says resurrection, freedom, okay, metamorphosis, the butterfly. Do what makes you feel free. No slave mentality. Your mission in life will always change. Sometimes it requires going at it alone to find you. Work on what you want to. Changing what you believe in. Because really what you will have to go through, you stand alone to learn before you can add your group of people, beings that are like you. He wants everyone to live on your own, not tied to the matrix. Ask yourself, can you are you being controlled by material world? Can you live on the land without just getting the only things you need every day? Not putting up things that rot and go away. Building real things that you can leave or stay to your family so they won't be controlled. Letting people things go to grow. Helping us transformation. Going through transformation over and over again. Going through stuff where people will talk about you bad because they don't understand what you're doing, but you are doing it to help your future family and others, being a sacrifice, so to speak, ending your karma and teaching others the same, reading and studying your birth chart in order to know what you did in your past lives so you won't go through this again and your family if they listen. Everyone has to go through their own stuff, but they can learn from you, you and others that already did it. Mastering you. You have to know that things will attack you, breaking you away from the matrix, control of what their agenda is for your life. And they are a lot of people, beings, etc. He's a teacher and a guide, but not for profit, but for growth and freedom. Not saying he don't need the resources, but has mastered, but he has mastered getting those things himself. So he's not tricking anyone to listen or do what he's doing, just opening your mind, giving you his knowledge. Something that we all have if you go inside of yourself. Tired of what's going on, or you can stay and be comfortable where you are. Free will. Go on. Okay, free will. You have free will to be in the world. Give yourself as sacrifice to be in the industry. Okay, blood sacrifices, drinking blood, can do rituals, back selling your over soul, but you can do rituals to get that back. Okay, you sold your soul. Other other ways, sex, animals, um, human using higher ups, murder, sperm in order to get their DNA to have the talent they have. You know, he was not snitching. That we're not snitching or whistleblowers. Okay, all this has to do with where you could end up in afterlife. Your choice goes back to free will. Remember, hear you can hear to say your truth. You came here to say your truth. Also, don't let no one tell you differently. You matter. So sometimes when you speak your truth, you may be characterized as a snitch or whistleblower, but you're only doing what you came here to do. You you don't have to take a side, right or wrong. Just tell your truth, and you should be allowed to. Okay. So yeah, I want to read that before we get ready with Scorpio. And I'm going to read Scorpio transformation, symbolizes by the phoenix, which burns and rises from its own ashes. Um, the it actually has 7 phases of the Scorpio. Okay, the first one is the Scorpion, the deadly stinger. The Scorpio is the basics and the least evolved totem of a Scorpio, and is symbolized by a scorpion. Some people also call it the lizard. Much like an insect, you will find a Scorpio in this stage ruled by emotions and instincts rather than intellect. Scorpios in this category have low self awareness and low self control. The most dangerous and vengeful Scorpio belongs to this totem. Total deceptible Scorpio. This is the totem. Vengeance and who go to an event extent to destroy someone, even if it means at their own cost. Okay? The eagle, number 2, flying high in the sky, self-aware of his or her powers. Once has developed significant self-awareness and is ruled by intellect rather than instincts and emotions. He or she can choose to use these traits as wanted. Usually in this stage, most Scorpions try to achieve great heights in their career and endeavors. This does not mean that a Scorpion in this totem does not have a stinger, but the way a Scorpio defeats his enemy here is different from that of a basic Scorpion. A Scorpio here is not self-destructive, as a normal eagle would do. A Scorpio would swoop down on his prey, defeat it, and fly back in the air, not looking for the complete destruction of the enemy, but can be still manipulative and exploitative. The Phoenix, number 3. Okay, hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, we're gonna go back. Okay, so those 3 are the ones I found at first. I'm gonna finish it. Okay, I'm gonna finish it. The Phoenix and dove, the symbol of peace, the true power of a Scorpio shown to the world, becomes aware of his or her mystical powers of healing. Their true power of a Scorpion lies in the healing and spreading peace. That's why here, he or she is symbolized by a dove, have to go through a complete transformation to achieve this power, symbolized by the phoenix, which burns and rises from its own ashes. Only Scorpio has this power. Every transformation is symbolized by a phoenix. But actually, those are 3, but actually there are 7, okay? 7 symbols, signs of extremes, toughest sign in the zodiac. They wait for years if need be until their prey is in a vulnerable position and use the element of surprise when confronting this enemy. They are loving, sensitive, patient, protective, and loyal towards their loved ones. Great friends. They are secretive, and keep or have them make no enemy of one. If you have them, make no enemy of one. Truly, 2 ruling planets, Mars, war, anger, passion, action, activity, and masculinity. Pluto represents life, depth, and regeneration. Scorpio, evolution. As they transform through each symbol, they leave the old symbols behind to die and begin anew with the new symbols. Okay, the first one of the 7 symbols is spider. I was curious about the spider. I seen this on, we're talking about space. Lowest the evolutionary scale. Most are children, some spoiled and some downright mean. Many skip over this symbol depending on their upbringing and involvement. In other words, parents can stop this symbol from emerging. Unfortunately, some adults never evolve past this symbol and still act with a spider's mean, self-centered nature. Scorpion, okay? Constellation, and obviously the name. Still quite immature when it comes to dealing with other people. They throw temper tantrums and show abundant jealousy. Some may skip over this stage depending on unbearing and environment. Remember I showed y'all that everyone has a Scorpio, y'all. Everyone in that, it's in the 8th house. It might be here, but it's the 8th house, Scorpio. Okay, everybody. I don't care what is on your chart. Okay, it's the 8th house. Lizard, that's the 3rd stage. A bit more relaxed in demeanor. Recognizes a little more Oh, sorry, y'all. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, y'all. Humility. And there's a tendency to watch, learn instead of reacting. This is the stage in which Scorpio are fond of revenge. Preteen Scorpio, somewhat matured, but not as fully developed as a symbol to come. Number 4 is a serpent. Dangerous, will move away of the situation unless it or its loved ones are being threatened. It will strike hard and fiercely. Don't play with them. Behaves behaves like the lizard but with venom. Teenagers tend to be serpents and unevolved adults. The wolf, number 5, is strong, wise, and protective of its home and family. Nice, comfortable home for its loved ones. If left alone, harmonious will endure. If threatened or harmed, quick action, a quick attack will take place, leaving someone lifeless. Young adults fit this when they leave the nest, becoming aware of prioritizing their responsibilities and choosing battles wisely. Okay, we read the evil and the dove. Okay, it's mature, soars about all others, watching, learning, becoming more of a spiritual being, trusting God to handle its affairs of revenge. Still protective of their young, but older ones is different. Teaches it young to be strong and self-sufficient, and trusting God to lead the children down the right path of life. They evolve into this symbol by midlife. Okay, and the phoenix. The ultimate goal is as a scorpion, mythical phoenix is destroyed and rises above its own ashes. Another Pluto trait. Life is hard, and he or she knows, but reaching this stage, achieving mature, stable, and comfortable life in the face of difficulties, survive anything. Don't bother themselves down with petty things, arguments, and plots of revenge. Okay, okay, uh, rise above all that nonsense. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Adopting a live and let live attitude, and once again trusting God to handle it. Most peaceful of the Scorpio symbols based on all life's lessons. You will achieve this. Okay. Uh, so yeah, I'm a read one more of the Scorpio, and then we're going to another person that explains about death. Okay. Scorpio, Gemini. Okay, so that's Hades and Mercury. Okay. The gods pertain to a butterfly. The butterfly is often used as an interesting analog to describe the zodiac sign of Gemini. However, there is also that comparison made with Scorpio and the metamorphosis process of the caterpillar into a butterfly. We could even compare the overnight transformation of the pond water into ice as related to Scorpio. In astrology, we talk about Pluto, Scorpio ruler, transits when someone has gone through a complete or marked change in personality, lifestyle, and way of life. So ain't that what we're trying to do? And that's what happens when we immortal, resurrected, or dead, or whatever. A number of cultures have associated the butterfly with the souls of the dead. The Greek word psychic means both soul and butterfly. In China, Japan, and Java, the butterfly may sometimes carry the soul of the deceased or even a sleeping person. The butterfly may also be considered the soul of an old friend visiting someone or trying to deliver a message to the living. The butterfly in Christianity usually symbolizes resurrection instead of rebirth. The transformation of the caterpillar into a butterfly is described by the sign of Scorpio, and the lighter, breezier, and colorful side of the butterfly belongs to Gemini. In addition, there is something quite beautiful in visualizing our loved ones who have departed from this plane of existence to have transformed from a dead and empty shell into a soaring spirit spiral and magnificent butterfly spirit. I will leave you with two quotes explaining both realities. In myth, there is a link between Hermes and the messenger of the gods, Mercury and Hades. Hermes is Mercury, messenger of the gods. Hades, Pluto, who ruled the underworld kingdom, inhabited by the souls of the dead. Gemini woman can be a fascinating creature. She can also be elusive one and a thoroughly confusing one if you attempt to type her. She's particularly confusing if you expect her moves to be consistent and her interest focused. But once again, remember the butterfly. Butterfly Butterflies aren't provided for utilization reasons such as food supply or the wood for which we build houses. Whatever nature had in mind when we enjoy butterflies for their freedom, for their brightness. When we speak of potential poetically of the death and rebirth process and related to the crystals process of the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. Indeed, it is a beautiful sight to behold, but one wonders how does the caterpillar feel about it? It is the one whose guts are being eaten out. Pluto processes often feel just like that, like your guts are being eaten out through the process. It takes profound faith to let go of a past identity and to believe that a higher form of existence awaits you on the other side. Since Pluto is beyond ego's ability to control the experience, the ego must surrender its gulp and reality to go through the process. As the caterpillar must surrender its life to become the butterfly, the ego must surrender its life to evolve to yet greater levels of reality. Gemini enjoys the lightness, abilities, and weightiness of life and hates the heaviness of being contained in a physical body. And it is comparable to the Castro and Pollux myth. One twin was mortal and the other was divine, and they often switch places. It's a pity that we don't have this freedom to leave for a while and then come back again. The uh, archetype of Scorpios and Hades represents life journey astrologically, mandala of signs, in its association of the eighth house of death and resurrection is not by coincidence. Scorpio's connection with the underworld, unconscious, instinctual nature, provides a fertile field for dramatic transmutation and transformation. It is not surprising to see both the depths and the heights of life that become associated with the Scorpio. Most associated with the Scorpio is the god Pluto, Hades, like we're talking about. Pluto means the rich one or the giver of wealth, which harkens back to his earliest role as a uh, Charonic deity. The work which means dark, primitive, and mysterious. Hades means the unseen. So we never were told, I wasn't told that they were the giver of wealth. Okay. He was placed in charge of the underworld and the spirits of the dead by Zeus, the letter Z, y'all. In order to perceive the underworld, he was given a helmet of darkness which permitted him to set it at night, to see it at it at night, to see with it at night, sorry. Because of his responsibilities, he was never allowed to sit among the ruling Olympians. The goddess per, persona core is also associated with the underworld. Abducted and raped by Hades, she became his wife and was ultimately rescued to the point that she spent part of her time each year in the underworld and part of on the surface among mortals and immortals. Only Hermes was easily able to travel among both regions. So Hermes is Gemini. Uh, Gemini. Oh shoot. Sorry, y'all. Forgot. Gemini. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Perseus is also associated with Scorpio. This important mythology figure demonstrates some of the power of Scorpio as a symbol of the undwelling self, begotten of the spirit, born of the purified emotional nature. Perseus was able to capture the Gorgon, Medusa. So remember, Medusa was a black woman, a green woman, melanated woman. Okay, they didn't tell you that with dreads or some no. He was aided by both Athene, Athene, and Hermes, using a magic wallet, a pair of winged sandals, and Hades' helmet of invincible in the process. That was a movie about Zeus's son. I can't remember what it was. Scorpio test, trial, and triumph. The key: test of pride, ambition, and the will to control. That's what we're being tested on. Three powerful test centers around appetite, desire, and lower critical mind. Also those representing half sexuality and half spirituality. Scorpio's trials center around transforming one's desired nature and conquering one's fears and doubts. We must face the depths in Scorpio in order to scale the highest attainable. The key triumph is reorganization, orientation, philosophical transformation, regeneration, and death of the old to so something new can be born, right? Note, this is what's going on now in 2020. Scorpio combines the fixed quality with the water element, helps instill in us a dramatic, intensity, focused direction of purpose, ability to penetrate to the deeper significance of life, a greater inner strength, great endurance, which can be integrated by the simple term determined feeling. Through Scorpios, a fix comes oriental or uh, I'm sorry, Orientation. I cannot think of it. Permitted vision of a goal, relentless pursuit of desires, passionate stubbornness with a strong will, fortitude and preserving resourcefulness from the depths of water, a boiling ocean. Scorpio instills intense emotional needs, a deep, mysterious, secretive nature, passion and jealousy, great retribution, recapture captive power, and an earnestness in which nothing is frivolous. Achieving your goals through a ruthless achieving ends, clinging to things of value, and ambition efficient, courageously resourcefulness, ability to determine effort with intense concentration, and a capability for extreme self-sacrifice. Also, its strong intuitive nature, reasoning power, thoughtfulness, and industriousness, and latent procreative powers. The instinctual nature and expression of Scorpio becomes as powerful as its positive focus characteristics, including being uncommunicative, calming, possessive, suspicious, and manipulative with a strong to often brutal sexual nature. Expressing the depths of an underworld, we can become violent, sarcastic, vindictive, cynical, and devious. All in all, scorpions include the poles of both saint and sinners. Which role you play or have played, or is both necessary? So this is the role everybody played, but how did you know what I'm saying? How did you get stuck here? Did you overdo it? You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to be out here. You're supposed to have friends or a group come back to be able to pick you up. You know, did Hitler get picked up? Did George Washington get picked up? Did all the people, the murderers and all of that, did they get picked up? You know, that's a question to ask yourself. Individuality to self, the search for transformation. Some of the characteristics and key phases already provided describe Scorpion are critical in helping us to individuate our spiritual self. A key metamorpho for Scorpion is that represents instinctively the Scorpion, the ego, while spiritualizing and the Phoenix as a spiritualized being. As the ego, we create objective and patience through transforming our achievements and desires. We become a victorious discipline disciple by sacrificing the lower for the higher and liberating ourselves from the narrow limits of the personal self. Okay, almost through, y'all. By ending our old life through the death of our longing, desires, ambitions, and pride, we orient ourselves to a struggle for immortality and spiritual aspirations in order to find and express our inner brilliance. By confronting the reptilian face of instinctual life and confronting our dragon within, we become a natural healer and mystic, yielding a powerful will for transformation. We do this until we achieve enlightenment and a true sense of immortality. Living a spiritual life triumph and helping me to face the Scorpion nature within me, my mentor mainly said to me, the gladder you were, the better you be. With the powerful Scorpion ascendant, I immediately embodied many of the Scorpion characteristics, living a spiritual life with the Scorpio as a prominent part of my spiritual nature. I have to become responsive and sensitive to the will to good and embracing a tendency of soul purpose. With diligent effect, we can become selfless desires. We can overcome our selfless desires and become selfless desires and selfless attitude of discipline. Our sense of self becomes focused on serving the needs of others, humanity as a balance. The phoenix symbolically represents passion, zeal, and humility, and rebirthing a new life at the new level through the burning of all limitations into the fire. As a precise instrument of pure feeling and sympathy, the phoenix embodies love winning out over adversity, harmony arising out of an unavoidable conflict, and surviving Scorpion's resurrection to a place of immortality. Life's triumph brings us the fate we are born to accomplish. We become the phoenix, which is our triumph. Now I found this. I read where I found it at article. I thought that was so good, y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna come back with 6969, and then we'll continue on the other people's the way they found immortality and what the Book of the Dead says about what you're supposed to do when you die or the person before they die. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Hope y'all listen. I'm trying to get us to other points in life. All right. I'll be right back. Bye.